I bid you good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the owners here today, the executives, and on behalf of Nicholson Real Estate, we'd like to welcome you here to a very, very special occupancy here at number 1 Barkley Street in East Brunswick. Before submitting the property to your competition, I'll briefly go over the more pertinent points of our contract for sale, which has been on display for your perusal and prepared by our vendor solicitor. But prior to doing that, let me just say I'd like to publicly thank our executive here today, Carol Andrews, for her hard work in spending the last 18 months tidying his property up and preparing it for sale. It's been 105 years and it's never been offered to the public before, and it's your opportunity today to secure it. Not only did she make the right decision in selecting the right agent to help market this property, but she also painstakingly in the background spent many hours
resting up.
Some original
I'm just on the ground playing.
Past relatives who are no longer living in the country. So you're really open to finding out who the beneficiaries are. Long and short of it, I have discovered some people in Germany and Sweden that are now basically trying to prove their relationship. So the moral of the story is be kind to your aunties and uncles, and whenever you write to them, make sure that you've got a clear address where you can be contacted, because you never know. But I do digress. Here is an opportunity for you to buy in a blue chip location. There is no doubt about it. This precinct here in East Brunswick is head and shoulders above many inner city suburbs. And why not? You're minutes away from the heart of the city, down the Nicholson Street tram, the number 96, and of course with all the theatre district at the end of it and beyond to St Kilda. And of course you do have Lygon Street at the other end with its iconic restaurants and cafes at your doorstep. It really is a fantastic opportunity to purchase something that's been in the making for 105 years. It's unique, and that's why we're all here today, gathered here today to try and secure this property. So if it means stretching that $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $100,000 to secure this property, I can certainly recommend it to you, because you cannot go wrong with this type of property. This is a 3D architectural, historic piece of history. Walk in, feel it, touch it, as you've all done. This is a wonderful opportunity. For mean stretching, go for it. Now, terms of the contract are very simple and straightforward. 10% to be paid on the fall of the hammer, the balance within 30, 60 or 90 days, at which point vacant possession will be granted to you. Standard special conditions will apply. I do not intend to go right through with you, except to say, in essence, what they represent is what you see is what you buy. If you're here wishing to purchase in your own name and your partner or spouse may not have been able to attend here today, or you wish to form a company to purchase the property in, you can buy it under your name and utilise the nomination clause to substitute a third party prior to settlement. On the other hand, if you have a proprietary limited company in place and you wish to purchase under that name, the directors of that company will have to be here to sign personal guarantees to fulfil the specifics of this particular contract. Our auction clause, quite straightforward. Properties for sale by public auction, subject to the vendor's reserve price, the highest bidder shall be the purchaser. If any dispute arises concerning the bidding, the auctioneer may determine that dispute and resubmit the property at the last undisputed bid. Vendors reserve their normal rights to have the auctioneer make one or more bid as a vendor bid. I can tell you right now, that is not my intention. We have lots of people who have accepted contracts from us. I know there's interest out there, but you will need to play your part, and I don't particularly want to take a vendor bid. They also reserve the right to withdraw the property any time before declaring a reserve price. Now, should the property pass in, and I don't expect it will, but should the property pass in, the person with the highest bid at that time will have the sole right to negotiate with our vendor at their reserve price. So if it looks like it's going to do that, and you're interested and you haven't made a bid quite then, that's the time to put your hand up. Now, attached to and forming part of the contract is a Section 32, or a vendor statement as commonly known. This purely and simply, ladies and gentlemen, is a disclosure statement. It gives us all the relevant information we need to know about Glenvale here at number 1 Barkley Street in East Brunswick. Happy to say, Vic Roads are not planning to build a freeway through this part of the world. Ministry of Housing has no interest in the property, nor does the council, except, of course, they'd be enormously grateful for your contribution of some $7,333.90 as your annual rate, as would the local water authority require approximately $228.82 as your annual rate, plus whatever water consumed in the next 12 months. We have a residential certificate here confirming residential growth zone schedule number 1. And of course we do a very important document, and that of course is the title. In the old terminology, we have a frontage here approximately 45 feet, the depth of either boundary of some 297 feet, but there is also an additional 7 feet on the boundary side here, which is part of the shared drive, which is a right of carriageway. So you've always got access to the rear yard, and that's shared with number 3 as well. Converting that, it's approximately usable land of approximately 14 metres by 90 metres and approximately 1,260 square metres of unbelievable land right here in the heart of inner Melbourne. That, ladies and gentlemen, is our contract of sale with all the relevant certificates confirming what I've said to be true and correct. Are there any questions in relation to the documentation? Quite straightforward. 10% on the fall of the hammer, balance 36 to 90 days, at which point vacant position will be granted to you. There's no questions. I can assure you, you can bid and buy in confidence as far as the paperwork's concerned, and you can certainly bid and buy in confidence as far as Glenvale is concerned. This is a unique, outstanding opportunity to purchase one of the most ornate properties that we've seen in this area for many, many decades. Preserved. It literally is livable right now. But as you enter this property with a beautiful crossover period of the Edwardian and Victorian period, you see the wrought iron fretwork, the barleycorn twisted posts. Once you enter that doorway, that lead-like doorway, you really feel like you're stepping back in time. You really do. It's preserved. The cost would have been immense at the time, approximately 1910 when it was built. They imported products such as the pressed metal ceilings, individual pressed metal ceilings in all the rooms. I hope you've taken notice of those. You don't see that too often. Quite often you might see 2 at the front, but not all the way through. Even the maid's dressing room at the back has pressed metal ceilings. The fretwork, the open fireplaces, it is all here. I know there's a number of varying types of buyers, home buyers, property developers and investors. Let me say, the overall, I suppose, feeling is that all wish to preserve this unique property. We can see that it's important, and I think it actually has enormous value for the future, something that we can all share for the next generation. Sympathetically restored, keeping the theme all the way through. But ultimately, that'll be the decision of the buyer. I've got executives inside. Their instructions are very, very clear. They have said, we are selling today. We are selling today. We are not leaving until the property is sold. I can see some of the buyers prayed for rain, hoping that some wouldn't turn up. My experience is that that's the best auction day, when it rains, because we all know we're all here and we all want to try and buy the property. But enough from me. I've kept you long enough. Property's here. We're here to sell. What's a fair and reasonable start for Glenvale? Number 1, Barkley Street. Number 1 in so many ways. What's a fair and reasonable start? What shall we say? Don't be shy. How much, sir? Thank you for your bidding. I thought I said reasonable. Let's try one more time, but I'll come back to you. Can I say another bid anywhere at all? Can I say any more? You all done? All silent? Any advance? Now's the time to speak up. 2 million. Good strong bidding at 2 million. At 2 million even. At 2 million, let's say we take $50,000 rise. At 2 million I've got now. At 2.1. At 2.1 now. At 2.1. 2.1. 2.2 if you like. 2.1 I've got. 2.2 if you like. 2.1 I've got. Going once. Twice. Third and final call. 2.2. 2.3. 2.3 now. At 2.3. At 2.3. Property was on the market with your first bid, sir. We are here to sell. At 2.3, the property will be sold if there are no further bids. At 2.3, 2.4, 2.4 now. At 2.4, at 2.4, 5 you like, 50 if you like. We're on the market to sell at 2.4. At 2.4 now, going once, 2.5 at 2.5, 2.6 at 2.6, 7 if you like. 3 of you in it at this stage. 2.6 I've got. 2.6 I've got going once, twice, third and final call. Finished, done. 7, 7, 8, 8. Sing out 3. 8 I've got. 2.8. 2.9 in the back. 2.9. 2.9. 3. $3 million even. At 3. At 3. At 3 going once, twice, third and final call. Don't miss it now. 3 I've got. 1 if you like. It's against you in 3 places. 3.1. 3.1 now, new bidding. 3.1. 3.2. 3.2. 3.3. 3.3. 4. 4. 3.4 now. 3.4. At 3.4 now. It's your bid right there under the umbrella. You've got an advantage. At 3.4 I've got. At 3.4 I've got. Going once, twice, third and final call at $3.4 million. A quick 50 anywhere. You've been with me all along. You're definitely out. 1 more, no more. 25. 3.4. 25 you like. You know the rules, never finish on an even number. I know they're our rules, but it might work for you. 3.4 I've got. 25. You're done there in the middle. You out. Another 25. At the rear. You finished. I've given you plenty of time. At 3.4, the bid's here right in front. Looks like it's yours. At 3.4 even, I've given you ample time then. Glenvale is changing hands, going once, twice, third and final call. Sing out your bid. Going, sold. Congratulations, our purchaser. Thank you for your bidding and good afternoon to you all. Thank you.